Good morning, friends and students. Today I have come with a new chapter of class 7, which names I am here to speak. This is your first chapter, and we'll go through this chapter. I hope you understand this chapter and follow this chapter. The chapter starts that this chapter is related to Severin Coolidge Suzuki, who is also a writer. And he has written this chapter, not only written this chapter, he has given as a speech. So her speech has been mentioned over here. So we will go through this speech and know what he has, what she has said. So chapter starts over here that I am here to speak. She has come here at a Rio summit in 1992. Now she speaks, his speech has been delivered. Hello, I am Severin Suzuki speaking for ECO. Here the ECO means the Environmental Children's Organizations. The Severin Suzuki is a speaker and who is giving his speech. In his speech he is talking about the ECO, that is called Environmental Children's Organizations. In the next paragraph we will go through. We are a group of 12 and 13 years olds from Canada trying to make a difference. So, Severin Suzuki is talking about those participants who has assisted him or who has also given their thoughts on this eco topic. There were Vanessa Suti, Morgan Gisler, Michael Quick and herself. They all are something around 12 or 13 years old. So, in the next line, he says that we raised all the money ourselves to come 6,000 miles to tell you adults you must change your ways. They all have come and talked about the environment. How can we save the environment? What are the problems that our environment is facing? Coming here today, I have no hidden agenda. She has come here. There is no any hidden agenda. Hidden agenda means there is no any secret topic. It's all open. I am fighting for my future. She is talking about the future, how future will be. She is very much worried about future. Losing my future is not like losing an election or a few points on the stock market. I am here to speak for all generations to come. Here the writer wants to say that future is far more important than losing elections or losing a stock market. Because if our future is not secure, nothing is secure. So first of all, we have to secure our future, and the future is the future is not in a good state. So we have to secure our future because the coming generation will have to face those problems. In the next line, I am here to speak on behalf of starving children around the world whose cries go unheard. She wants to say that she is speaking on the behalf of starving children. Starving means those children who don't have food to eat. They are hunger, but they don't have food to eat. That is called starving children. And they are speaking, but there is no one to hear them. I am here to speak for the countless animals dying across this planet because they have nowhere left to go. She is not only speaking about starving children, but in fact also about the countless animals who are dying day by day. So it's a matter of great concern. I am afraid to go out in the sun now because of the holes in the ozone. I am afraid to breathe the air because I don't know what chemicals are in it. She is afraid to go out in the sun because there is a There's a hole in the ozone layer. And why there is a hole in the ozone layer? Due to the chemicals, that is the pollutions. All the chemicals that are spread all around due to factories, due to vehicles. So that's why there's a hole in the ozone layer. So she is afraid to go out in the sun. She is unable to breathe the fresh air due to pollution. In the next line, I used to go fishing in Vancouver with my dad until just as few years ago we found the fish full of cancers. And now we hear about animals and plants going extinct every day, vanishing forever. Through this line, the writer wants to express that when she used to go with her father for fishing, there she saw that there were many fishes who was suffering from cancers and other diseases. Why? Due to the pollution. The water is polluted. So the fishes are dying day by day. So we have to clean the water. Not only fish, even animal plants are going extinct day by day, every day. So it's a matter of great concern. So we have to think about those things. In my life, I have dreamed of seeing great herds of wild animals, jungles, and rainforests full of birds and butterflies. But now I wonder if they will even exist for my children to see. Here, through this line, the writer wants to express that she is very much worried and she thinks that the time will come when there will be no herd of wild animals, jungles, rainforests, of birds, butterflies. Because day by day we are cutting the forest. We are using those places which is made for the animals, which is made for the plants. But we humans are cutting day by day, and for this we are just facing. For this we are going to face a new problem, a great problem. In the next line, did you have to worry about these things when you were my age? Did you have to worry about these things when you were my age? All this is happening because before our eyes, and yet we act as if we have all the time. We want all the solutions. I am only a child. I don't have the solutions, but I want to realize neither do you. Here the writer wants to express that, did we worry about, if I am a child, I am worrying. Why you are not worrying about those things? So we have to think about these things. We have to not only think about those things, those problems, we have to solve it. Because it's a matter of great concern, matter of great worry. So it's our duty to save our environment and make our environment fully clean from pollutions. The next line, you don't know how to fix the holes in our ozone layer. You don't know how to bring salmons back up a dead stream. You don't know how to bring back an animal how now extinct. And you can't bring back forests that once grew where there is now desert. If you don't know how to fix it, please stop breaking it. From this line, the writer wants to express that we are unable to fix the holes of the ozone. We are unable to improve the health of the fishes. We are unable to bring back the animals which are now extinct. We can't bring back the forest which are cut down. So if we are unable to grow those things, or if we are unable to bring back those things, so why we are so it is not our duty to maintain those things. So if we are unable to give them life, so it's not our right to kill it. This is part 1. I will teach you the next line in part 2. That's it. So we should go through the next line. Here you may be delegates of your governments, business people, organizers, reporters or politicians. But really you are mother and fathers, brother and sisters, aunts and uncles, and all of you are somebody's child. Through this paragraph, through this line, the poem, the writer wants, the seven coolies writer want to express that there are many delegates who have come over here, and they may be father, mother, brother, and sister, but they should all think about this important topic that is called environment. The environment is very not in a good situation, so we have to save that environment. How can we save the environment? We can save the environment by not polluting the water, by not polluting the air, by not polluting the environment. So they should be not only come here to say something, but also think about those things and work accordingly, what is necessary for the time being. The next line, I am only a child, yet I know we are all part of a family, 5 billion strong, in fact 30 million species strong. And we all share the same air, water, soil. Borders, governments will never change that. Through this line, the writer says that we are 30 million strong. We are 30 million species. We all are strong. So, and all of us use the same air, same water, same soil. So it is our duty, if we are using anything, so we should save that anything, save that thing. Not only use it, but also save it for the future. We should not pollute those things. I am only a child, yet I know we are all in this together and should act as one single world towards one single goal. If I am a child, if I am thinking about things, why are you not thinking about those things? And why are you not working, acting, or taking steps against it? So there should be one prime motive, one single goal, that to save the environment, and we should take necessary action in this context. In my anger, I am not blind, and in my fear, I am not afraid to tell the world how I feel. She is angered, she is very much worried, but then also she wants to express it. She is not afraid to express her thoughts because it's not her problem, it's the world problem. The whole world is facing the same problem. So this is the duty of the world to think about these things. In the next line, in my country, we make so much waste. We buy and throw away, and yet northern countries will not share with the needy. Even when we have more than enough, we are afraid to lose some of our wealth, afraid to share. Through this line, the writer wants to express that in her country, she sees that people buy the things, use it and throw it, but they are not giving the things to the needy person. Even they have got enough money, enough things, but they are unable to provide the things to the needy person. It's our duty that we should not only use those things in a proper manner, but if it is of our no use, then we should give it to the person who is really in great need. We should not rather throw it, we should give to the person. In Canada, we live the privileged life with plenty of food, water, shelter. We have watches, bicycles, computers, and television sets. The writer, through this line, the writer want to say that we are living a privileged life. Privileged life means luxurious life, where the person has got enough food, water, shelter, watches, bicycles, computers, televisions. It means that we have got everything that we think, but we are not thinking about the person who is really suffering a lot. How their days are going on, how they live, what are their livelihood. So we should not only think about ourselves, but think also about them. Then only we can live a very peaceful earth. 2 days ago, here in Brazil, we were shocked when we spent some time with some children living on the streets. And this is what one child told us: I wish I was rich, and if I were, I would give all the street children food, clothes, medicines, shelters, and love and affections. So, through this line, the writer wants to express that 2 days ago she visited Brazil, and she was shocked to see that there were many children who are living, whose life is just going on the street. And among that street children, one of the children said that if I were rich, I would have provided the food, the shelter, the clothes, the love and affections. So think about those things, that if a child is thinking about those things, why we are grown-up persons not thinking about those things? So it's a matter of great concern that we are not thinking about things and not working about those things. The next line: if a child on the street who has nothing is willing to share, why are we who have everything still so greedy? The child says that if the street child can think about the thing and think about those things and want to share his food, his shelter with others, why are not we? We are a matured person. We are politicians, we are businessmen, we have got enough things. So, it's a great thing and great thought, but if we apply in our life, the people will really live a very happy life. It is the motto of life is that help ever and hurt never. Always try to have tendency of helping others, not hurting others. I can't stop thinking about that these children are my age, that it makes a tremendous difference where you are born, that I could be one of those children living in the fabulous of Rio. I could be a child starving in Somalia, victim of war in the Middle East, or beggar in India. So from this line, the writer wants to say that if a child of my age is thinking about those things, why are not we people thinking about those things? We should think about the person of Somalia who is starving day by day, who is a victim of war. We should think about the beggar in India. Now in the next line, I am only a child, yet I know if all the money spent on wars was spent on ending poverty, finding environmental answers, what a wonderful place this earth would be. From this line, the writer is speaking about the solutions. If the money spent on war has been used for the good concern, just like removing poverty, cleaning the environment. So think about the earth. Imagine about the earth, how wonderful the earth would be. We just waste our money on waging wars with other countries, not thinking about the aftermath, not thinking about the consequences. In the next line, at school, even in the kindergarten, you teach us to behave in the world. You teach us not to fight with others, to work things out, to respect others, to clean up our mess, not to hurt other creatures, to share, not to be greedy. From this line, the writer wants to express that when we used to child, our parents, our teacher used to say that they used to teach us to respect others, to clean up our messes, to not to hurt the creatures, to share our things, not to be greedy. So these are the prime motives of our parents to speak when they teach their children. But when they grow up, they are not behaving the same manner. Why? Then why do you go out and do things you tell us not to do? They teach us to do this thing, but they are not doing the same thing in when their turns comes. So in the next line, do not forget why you are attending these conferences. Who are you? Who are doing this for? We are your own children. You are deciding what kind of world you will grow up in. Parents should be able to comfort their children by saying everything is going to be all right. We are doing the best we can. It's not the end of the world. So through this line, the writer wants to explain why we have come here. To listen our thoughts, to give our thoughts? No. We have come here not only to listen those things, but also work accordingly. What are the prime concerns, great concerns the world is facing today? So, parents used to comfort us with their answers that all will be all right someday. But when the time will come, there will be time when there will be no time to adjust those things to maintain our life. So it's high time that we should think about those things. In the next line, but I don't think you can say that to us anymore. Are we even on our list of priorities? My father always says, you are what you do, not what you say. From this line, the writer wants to express that not only comfort us, but think about us, think about the environment. If the environment is okay, then we are okay. So my father used to say that my father always says that you are what you do, what you say. So what we do and what we say, there's a difference. So whatever we think, whatever we do, we are facing those things. What you do makes me cry at night. You grown up say you love us. I challenge you, please make your actions reflect your words. Thank you for listening. The writer from this line, the writer wanted that I am crying at night about this. Whenever I think about these things, the grown-ups say you love us, but I don't think so, because I challenge you that whatever you say, try to do that thing. So in this way, you can make our world very good world, very peaceful world. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed this chapter. We will. You should make all the question answers. If you get the problem, then you can concern me through a group which has been made by our admin. Thank you so much.